My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is January 15, 2026. It is 3:41 a.m. So I just create a list. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put them here or on APTS Sussex, but most likely over here because they are positive tweets that's talking about as every product with the bookmark and things like that. All right, so let's go on Twitter. Maybe I'll switch it. Part 1 will be here and part 2 will be on APTS Sussex, just to keep the channel moving pretty much. All right, so let's go on X. Oh, I just this is one of the squaddies who's on vacation, and I just responded to it. There's me 2 minutes ago. It's not on the list. Things like that, I don't usually put them on the list. A lot of the squad usually share their little personal stuff. Anyway, this is the first tweet. Jack Royston was blocked by me and others years ago. He followed us and turned our post into his article. He knows what he's doing by talking about something which happened in October 2025. This is deflection. Okay, so she retweeted that. That's People magazine. If it was on archive, I would have shared it with you, but that's the direct link. Okay, so someone is asking Grok. I mentioned to you on my community board that Grok is like a AI. People ask on X any question, it will respond to your question. So this person asks, has Newsweek journalist Jack Royston ever worked for the Sun or the Daily Mail? Yes, 2 response to it. Okay, Grok responded and says, yes, Jack Royston worked as a news reporter for The Sun earlier in his career. There's no record of him working for the Daily Mail. He's now Newsweek's chief royal correspondent. That will explain his MO. It is modus operandi. Understood. While Royston past at The Sun involved tabloid reporting, his Newsweek work includes diverse royal coverage, from partnerships to staff changes for specific articles. What aspect interests you? This is Grok who's asking, interacting with whoever's asking specific questions. So that's pretty much what this is. Okay, so if you wanted more response to that, you could continue talking to Grok and he will respond to you based on articles that's out there. Okay, he is the one that told the story that Meghan made Kate cry before Camilla the liar. Okay, I thought it was Camilla Tominey who started that, but I could be wrong. All right, so back to the original tweet. He is such a plagiarizer. All his posts were basically squaddies posts with flies thrown in. There's on fire here. All right, so let me pause for a second. Maybe I could gather all of the tweets that's a little bit off from as ever, and then that will be, let me pause and change some stuff. Maybe the first part of this recording will be on APTS Sussex instead of PYTE. Okay, so I switched some stuff around. I'll be putting the first part on this channel. All right. I was just looking at this. Church Nelly responded. That's the only response under this video. And Church Nelly, thank you for supporting many of the squaddies. I hope your health continues to be well. And yeah, may God continue to bless you. And you have been a very good supporter of all of the squaddies. You do all the things to generate the channels to move forward. Not just me. I've seen you responded and like other squaddies videos. It's a small group. We're not talking about things that mainstream media will agree on. we are a small community that focus on positivity. You have been a very good supporter of all the squaddies. I've seen some of your comment under other people's video. Thank you for your response. And you are one of the, let me show you actually. There it is, Church Nelly, the only one who responded on this. Let's continue with this video. Alright, so what do I have? The next tweet that I have. Alright, so this is Henry VIII. A mixed-race black woman succeeding outside of their royal framework destroyed their class system. Barack Obama broke 40% of Americans. Meghan Markle broke at least 40% of Britons. It's about race. It's about class. Alright, so she retweeted that. How the hell did Meghan selling gem in America break Britain? You know what? Never mind. If she had that kind of power over y'all from a continent away, I hope she crushes Royalist corner to dust. Alright, let's read some of the comments. Jealousy MV. I cannot read this. That's a different language. Wait until international shipping starts. Pause. She broke them the day she told them no. Then she had the gall to go make gems. That took them out. These crumb snatchers will never recover. Crumb snatchers. The squad be coming with some words. White folks are mad because how dare a darky outmaneuver them and then have one of their own royals choose her over the white norms. That's another one. Good point. Wait until as ever go global, then floods of tears will flow like the water Kitty was playing in and her healing video. Oh, did she have a video? I don't follow them for a reason, so okay. Let's read everything. $27 million in gem. It's amusing. Products not even sold there, yet her products, payroll, and staff dominate their news cycle. That's the thinking face. She's been gone for years, and they're still so obsessed. On jar of gem at a time. Okay, one jar of gem at a time, God willing. I'm so confused. Alright, LOL. It's only the Ranger Royalist and voter. She's broken. Okay, so good job, Meghan, is all I can say. That's the life here. So let's go back to the original tweet. This is Henry VIII. It's as much about gem as it was about the 10 suit. When President Obama was president, he wore a 10 suit. And for some reason, some people went crazy. Let me go on Google and look at, ask Google about it. What was the issue about where 10 suit? It was so silly. President Obama's 10 suit issue in August 2014 was a humorous yet widely discussed media non-scandal where critics argue a 10 suit was too casual for a serious press conference on foreign policy. ISIS Ukraine calling it unpresidential, while supporters defended it as normal attire and a distraction from substantive issue, sparking debates on triviality and political discourse and media focus. The thing is that when President Obama was in office, President Obama was one of the presidents of our time who was serious about issues, putting things in place, setting things right, correcting what the previous administration was doing that was wrong. So similar to the UK, creating distraction, so they used the 10 suit as a distraction. Okay? It was non-political issue while President Obama was trying to talk about positive things and serious stuff, and then out of everything, the media took on the 10 suit and create stupidity. That's all. It was non-issue. So let's get back to this. The thing that is happening right now in the US, I have said it so many times, and you see the pattern of things. You see it's like in slow motion, the crashing of things that were about to happen. Now we are in the process of it being crashed down. The world is watching, and they are MAGAs in every country, by the way. Just in case if some of you don't know. They are in hiding or some of them probably already show themselves. They are using the United States to showcase the brutality, the barbaricism, the savagery of white supremacy. There's one video I'm working on right now. What's that guy name? I Speed something. ISO Speed. What's his name? I Show Speed or something. I think he's on Twitch. I don't know too much about him, but he is a social media influencer. I think he's on Twitch, and he has a lot of followers, and he's going around the world. He's been so many places in Europe, I think some part of Asia, and right now, well, I don't know if he's still in Africa right now, but he went to different countries in Africa. So he's opening people's eyes to the differentiation of white supremacy. When he goes to white countries in Europe, they're showing him the middle finger. He went to Africa, different countries in Africa, they show him appreciation, love, prosperity, and all of that. So everything is being played out in front of our eyes. The United States right now is literally on a pedestal, okay, highlighting, not in a positive way, the brutality, the mentality of white supremacy. So every country should take a look what's happening in the US. Because I've always said the US is where, when you want something to be popularized, globalized, it's the US. Right now, the US is showing you the brutality, the mentality, the savagery, the barbaricism of white supremacy. So now, young people have a choice. Have a choice, no matter, especially white young people, whether you're female or male, you have a choice to say, do you want to go in this direction of brutality? Because white supremacy have already shown in the US, they have killed white people as well. They don't care. You have a choice. Do you want to continue that type of thing, using your skin as a ticket to get better treatment, or to be to treat other people with different skin tone in a different way, instead of respecting anybody who comes in front of you, whether they're all black, white, Hispanic, Indian, whatever, rich, poor? You just show the basic of humanity, respect. I've always said that. If you go back to some of my old videos, I don't know which channel I have it, either PYTE or here, is that you show respect first. Always show respect first. And how the person respond back to you, you have your right to go either direction. But the basic always should be shown first. So while the United States is showing the brutality of white supremacy, young people have a choice. Do you want to continue that way? Do you want to copy that same model the United States is showing in your respective countries, whether it's Canada? I have said the last election Canada had, there were a lot of MAGAs type in Canada, but good portion of people went and vote prevent what you see, the same kind of mentality from happening in Canada. It is there. I have said this before we got to where we are now. And then, okay, there's so much to go by. All I have to say is, young people right now, it only takes 10 years to change the mindset of a generation. Go back to some of my old videos. This is not new. 10 years only. It only takes 10 years to change the mindset of a generation, whether it's good or bad. Right now, we are in a brink where things is going to switch. And what the US is showing right now, white people, white American are not safe in other places. Because if this is the way you are, and Trump is highlighting it, you may not be safe in other countries. And then the last election really demonstrate that. The way a good portion of white people have voted. As much as you may have a say right now, you are on top of the world, you may feel like you could do whatever, but in the long run, you are not safe. Because they will feel like this is the kind of society that you want. And they may not even want you in their country. In my humble opinion, you prefer brutality, this kind of thing, because many times over you have seen the differentiation of politics, but yet you voted for the worst of the worst. Not by black people, but other people, other countries you may go to, they may not treat you well. But when you look at the election, 92% vote the right way. They might be better off in other places than most white American. That's the way that I'm seeing it. But why did I bring all of this? I went off. Okay. This is why sometimes I don't remember where I say certain things in some of my videos, because it randomly things come up and I bring it up in my discussion. All right. As much as about as Jim as it is about the 10 suit. Oh, the 10 suit. Okay, yep. Are we all in agreement? Yep, I remember when the white reporters in DC had a week-long tantrum about who Barack Obama invited to his 60th birthday, like he needed their permission, even though he was no longer president. This is the same tactic the UK had sneaking in the US. Okay, this is something many of you may not agree with me. What we are seeing here. The UK, I feel like the UK has its citizen under control. Okay? They know how to maneuver, how to switch their mind, how to play the psychological thing within the British society, the British citizen and whatnot. If you could pay a family millions of dollars for them just to come and shake your hand and whatever, hey, you gotta give it to them. They got this under control. What I feel like what's going on in the US, this is why so many, when a couple years ago, where they were trying to remove money in politics, some Democratic, some people who were in the and politics saw that what was happening. They were discussing to remove money within politics. But, you know, the Republicans, they were like, no, they want to put things in their pockets. So here we are. What I feel like what's going on right now, other countries pay U.S. politicians to do what's happening right now. Because when pretty much it's like an investment. They want to do things around the world without being punished for the things that they want to do. America used to be the ones that prevent them from doing whatever they want to do around the world. Okay? They just want to go and take without paying whatever tax, without following any laws, nothing. They just want to go and do. And then they move on. So while some countries had their respective laws and things that prevent foreigners from coming and do whatever they want in their respective countries, they were upset about that. And America used to be the one, based on majority of African American voting, to put the right people in office to prevent those things from happening around the world. Okay? So now they were paying politicians to dismantle it from the inside. Go back to some of my videos. I have been mentioning, what's that, this couple movies, Olympus is falling or something like that. Angry Birds, where while you're partying, they're taking your eggs. This is what was happening to white American. Partying, giving them a free range. You are exempt from being criminalized from whatever. Meanwhile, they were taking away your eggs, your right, your freedom of speech, all sort of things. That were the eggs they were taking away from you without you being knowing, but they're pointing the fingers at African Americans. So they're paying politicians within the United States to dismantle it from within. And here we are. So right now, I think, in my humble opinion, Trump is doing a job for people who have paid him outside of the U.S. to dismantle the United States. And what those ICE people are doing, I don't believe all of them are American. I remember a week or so after Trump got in office, earlier January, February of last year. I don't know why I thought of this. He got out of the how do they call this? The limo for the president, and a guy came out. He was wearing one of those things for the Jewish people. What do they call it? Those guys who put those Jewish thing on their head. And I was like, what is he doing? Trump was using him as, I guess, how do they call them? Not FBI, Secret Service. And then I saw some other guys that came to mind. I was like, I don't think they are Americans. Maybe they are Jewish American, but the fact that I don't know why I thought about that, okay? I really don't know. Many times things come in my head, I don't know why. I'm just saying. And for those ICE people who's going in different neighborhoods, doing the things to African American, I have told you, this is how it started in Palestine. Scaring people. They want people to be scared. I will not be surprised if they even bomb certain neighborhood in the United States from within. You should not be surprised by any of this because I saw it coming. I saw it coming. Since 2020, the storm is coming. I have said so many things and so many videos. I can't even pinpoint. I might give you a ball figure what in terms of timeline, when or whatever event that was happening that I said it. So what's happening in the US? It's similar to the Middle East. So people outside of the US, you need to look at what's happening in the US because your respective countries have the same, some people with the MAGA mindset. They're using America as the stage to start it, and then they will replicate it in their respective countries. Because there have been a lot of, what's that guy name? He's a Republican who I've seen going to part of Europe talking. I will not even say talking. I will say preaching those MAGA mindset that were happening, that they were planning to do. So that mindset already within Europe. People need to pay attention. The other thing, I'm done with that mindset. The other topic that I want to say is that people who live in Europe, excluding America, anywhere around the world, when you see Americans coming in to stay and live, especially white American, keep a close eye on them. Because most likely, I'm not saying it's all, most likely they were the one who were voting for the kind of system we have here in the United States. What some of you in your respective countries need to do when it's time to vote, if you still have a democracy in your respective countries, make sure these Americans don't bring their stupid mindset, their racism mindset into the politics, because the model why America is the way it is now is because many immigrants who left their home countries coming to the United States for a better world, running away from communism, like Cuba come in the United States. The same mindset they were running away from, they voted for it in the United States. So again, like I said, use the United States as the model. It's teaching the world a lot of things right now. So when those Americans come to your country, running away from what's happening, the barbaricism that's happening in the United States, and they go into your country, which is probably at peace. You enjoying your health care, you enjoying the freedom that you have, that many Americans used to preach around the world, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of this, religion, all of that. Make sure you teach those Americans your culture, what you stand for, your politics. Make them understand why they left their country to come and enjoy what you have. Make sure they understand it. Because when you look at the United States, those immigrants who left their respective countries, they forgot what they were running from. And then they come here, they create the same stupidity. Trump did not lie to us. Okay? African American read it and took his word for what it is. Trump disrespect all groups, minorities, and majority of them went and voted for him anyway. So when we look at, for instance, why we did not have 100% African American women who voted for Kamala Harris, those other percentages are those other minorities who come from different countries who voted for Trump, or whoever that was other than Kamala, or other than Trump. And the same thing can be said about I think it was 80% of black men who voted for Kamala Harris. The other 20% are men from different, maybe Caribbeans and certain part of Africa, whatnot, who voted for either Trump or other person but Kamala Harris. So I think African Americans who live in the United States probably, were the ones who actually voted for Kamala Harris. So when I look at the other, why we didn't get 100% of black men, 100% of African American women voted for Kamala Harris, the other percentages are people from outside of who were not born in the U.S., who came here. The same way you see some white people who from different countries all of a sudden finding out that MAGAs don't care about them as well, who probably voted for Trump because they wanted that safety. They felt like they were okay. But anyway, this is a lot. I think I spent too much time on this. Let's finish the tweet. But other countries need to pay attention. I'm telling you, the United States is a lesson right now that is being taught. All right. Whatever's here. Yep, I remember when the white reporter in DC had a week-long tantrum about who Barack Obama invited to his 60th birthday, like he needed their permission, even though he was no longer president. Why are people so fixated about the color of her skin? I don't know. And her succeeding outside of that family, despite all of the low-down, dirty things they've done to destroy her. Meghan has become a distraction from these people because they are doing some shady stuff. So by using Meghan to distract people from what they are doing, they could do that thing freely. Okay, and guess what? Meghan and President Obama are both birthdays made with shady fathers and siblings. Yeah, that is true. They have the same birthday, but just different years. It's about misogyny too. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I can't believe this. I speak too much. Maybe on the thumbnails, I should put rent, so at least I know I said a lot of things. Renting. All right. British media never asked a royal to give their earnings to charity. In fact, they even think it's normal that William, Kate, and Charles keep having bigger salaries each year. So why Meghan, a non-working royal, should give her earnings earned not from taxpayers away? All right. So what she's making reference to this here, it's in one of my videos. Could it be? No, it's not that one. It's in one of the videos that was made public. What's her name? Who was saying that Meghan should be give money to charity, and in that particular video, and I said that Meghan has property tax, many other things to pay for. Who are we to tell her how to use her money? All right. And meanwhile, the others who's receiving tax money just for shaking people's hand, it's okay. I mean, it's all of that. Let's pause this. She is black, therefore not supposed to be a millionaire. She stole our prince, so they are supposed to depend on the king for everything. They are not supposed to work. That's not royal. King Charles III should remove their titles. Sounds like, what is it? Oh, I haven't come across it. The Ranger baby. They want to control her, and they prefer her broke. They cannot bear to know she's comfortably wealthy and doesn't need a thing from the royal family or taxpayers. They begrudge everything she does and everything she has. It's a topic that's a waste of time. They already give to several charities. Oh, and I thought they were philanthropists of the year or something. And Camilla too. I think they said these things because there are people who don't know. But at the same time, when I said they, I'm talking about the British media, to still cloud people's mind, people who don't know. But what is happening here is that, just like the way that I did when the media kept on talking negative about her, and I took it up on myself to do my own research, there are other people who are doing exactly the same thing. When they come out after their research, they find out she's a good person, and then that turned against them. Okay? So pretty much these things used to work for them back then when social media was not available. So with social media, people could do their own research to look further into the nonsense that these people are spewing about her. And once those people find out what she's all about, whatever they meant for Meghan turn against the British media. And also, many of them, this is why they're writing so many articles to write lies. And this is what's good with some of the squads, to push back against the lies, because you don't know who might be doing research and landed on their article may take their lies as truth. So this is why sometimes, as much as the negative that is being written on the tabloid, we're trying to avoid it, but the pushback is necessary because people who may not know may stumble on those articles by accident, and then will take those article lies as truth. And then you have squatters who's doing the pushback and said, no, that's not true. This is not the way it went. And this is also what's good with Harry and Meghan, who did, for instance, the docuseries, and Harry did the book, Spare, and the Oprah interview. All of these are necessary. When people are doing their research, they could go and do research other than the tabloid. All right, so that's that. Vine, if Britain is so racist, why will Duchess Meghan support veterans, huh? What kind of thing is that? Pretty much she's saying, usually a celebrity will give her opinion or summarize. I'm not going to read it. Summarize the Daily Fail, pretty much the articles that newspapers that many of the squad don't click on. She will summarize it, give her opinion, and then she will put in quotation the article and her particular and her thing. So pretty much she's saying here, whoever article she's making reference to, either from the Sun or Daily Fail, I don't know, and I don't plan on reading it, is saying that if Britain is racist, why will Meghan support veterans? I mean, the United States have veterans as well. And there's the other thing as well. Way before Meghan met Harry, Meghan was already supporting veterans. There's picture of her going different places to support the vets. Not even veterans. People who are in the military. They have nothing else. This is recycle kind of nonsense. One, Meghan's husband is a veteran, so kind of common sense. That's a very good point. I didn't even think of that. And two, the word master didn't fall from the sky. Okay. It's Vine and the rest of the media that are racist. The media needs to stop with the lies. Meghan never said the public, the media, didn't like being called bigoted. So twisted Harry and Meghan words to make out it was the public. They clearly said bigoted media, meaning the likes of her. Yeah, Harry have said that. I may have the video that Harry have said Britain is not racist. It's the media that's racist.
What Meghan had to go through was similar in some part to what Kate and what Camilla went through. Very different circumstances. But then you add in the race element, which was what the British press jumped on straight away. I went into this incredibly naive. I had no idea the British press was so bigoted. Hell, I was probably bigoted before the relationship with Meghan.
You think you were bigoted before the relationship with Meghan?
I don't.
Do they require stupidity as an essential trait in Britain media job application? You might as well say the same thing to the current, some of the medias in the US. Not all of them. The good reporters either left with their dignity and go on their own space. These are things I have highlighted because the media from the UK came over here to take over. I'm saying it because I have highlighted it. Like the Will Lewis, I don't know if he's still running, is it Wall Street Journal or Washington Post? Let me pause for a second. So this is the question that I asked Google. Is Will Lewis still works for Washington Post? Yes. Will Lewis is still the publisher and CEO of the Washington Post, having taken over in late 2023, though he's faced significant challenges, criticism, and newsroom friction during his tenure, according to multiple reports from late 2024 and early 2025. This is when they were starting to shape themselves, okay? Position themselves before Trump come in office so they could start blinding American people further. Okay, I have talked about him. Now, the other thing here is Lewis have some sort of connection with what's the guy for Fox News? Is Will Lewis connected to what's his name? I should know. Harry's suing him. What's the name of the CEO, the owner of Murdoch? That's it. Oh my God, how could I forget his name? Murdoch. Okay, is Will Lewis connected to Murdoch? Yes. Will Lewis has a deep, there it is, a deep, long-standing connection with Murdoch Media Empire, having held top executive role as News Corp, News UK, and Dow Jones, publisher of Wall Street Journal, before becoming CEO of the Washington Post. And he was involved in managing the phone hacking. Who's having phone hacking issues in the UK? Heavy. At News International, now News UK, he works for Rupert Murdoch for years, rising to key position and helping the company navigate legal issues stemming from illegal activities at its British tabloid. Now, the next question, I know all of this because I share these things with you. And he's here in the United States. This is why many of the medias, okay, are saying nonsense. Okay. The other thing I'm gonna say is Will Lewis did Will Lewis destroy? I know the answer already. Documents for Murdoch. There it is. I told you I know the answer already. Yes, Will Lewis, now Washington Post CEO, is accused in court by victims of Murdoch's hacking scandal, including Prince Harry. That's how I was aware to. I focus on the things that meaningful, okay? Of orchestrating destruction of millions of emails in 2011 to hide evidence of phone hacking by Rupert Murdoch's UK tabloid, allegedly fabricating a fake security threat to justify it, though he denies wrongdoing and the company claimed it was system-related. Allegation suggests Lewis was central to a cover-up, though he isn't a defendant and police are reviewing the claim. All right, you could look more into that. Okay, I have told you, I mean, I report in some of these in my own crazy way. All right, so yeah, it's so much. This is why I said whatever the UK system has, it's bringing it over here. The US had too much freedom, too much people were branching out in their own way without being tied up within that system. They did not like it. What the UK has is that many of the people are tied in within the system because all places of decision making that has control to give a thumbs up, a thumbs down, are already in control by those MAGA type mindsets. So the US did not have that. So they want to make sure the US has the same thing. All places of decision making, thumbs up or thumbs down, is in control of those MAGAs. So people don't branch out to make money on their own without being in the system. They want to control people within the system. African American knows. Try to tell the rest of the Americans this is what's happening, but it wasn't affecting them. So they didn't care. So now it's affecting them. Some people, some white American, their eyes are being open. Like I've said in past videos, I hate when I said this, like I've said in past videos, but I have, is that now it is affecting them. In order for them to understand, they have to go through it. So this is the process of them going through it. Many of them will not make it. We are at a crossroad where some will not make it. And in a way, I guess it would be good because they are some of those who's preventing the country from moving forward and connection with the rest of the world from moving further forward. Because these people, wherever they go, they cause destruction. Other countries that made progress, they go there, they bring it down. So this is what I'm saying. The United States right now is at a stage, at a platform where people outside of the US need to look. Take a look so it doesn't happen to your country as well. Okay, let's leave that alone. All right, so the US is pretty much copying what the UK has. And the UK probably just write the blueprint and say, copy it and make it happen. That's Project 2025. In my humble opinion. And probably co-signed by other people in other countries to make sure it happens. All right, standing on stolen. Let's not forget, remember, what year was that? Could be 2022 or 2023. During 4th of July, you have a bunch of Republicans that went to Russia and nothing happened to them. So here we are. Next tweet. Standing on stolen land and acting like you're the gatekeepers is wild. This place began with displacement, not paperwork. You don't get to erase history and then decide who belongs. Know where you are, know what you're standing for. This is the thing many immigrants who came to the United States did not understand. The foundation. But anyway, let's listen to him. I didn't listen to him yet, but okay, these are the comments. Thank you, JTB, eloquently put. So you want the land even more stolen and even more people on it. LOL. Thank you for your service. Okay, and keeping up the fight, sir. All right, so let's listen to him, and then I'll go to my last one. That will be the end of the video, and I will create another video for PYTE.
Hold up, pause the timeline, sit with this image for a second. This is a message and a reminder, and it's dragging in silence with receipts. Dear white people, it takes a lot of white privilege balls to stand on stolen and occupied continent and complain about immigration. This is a history lesson in 18 words. This message is a reminder that the United States didn't start with borders and paperwork. It started with land theft. It started with genocide. It started with displacement. Entire nations were erased so a flag could be planted and a system could be built on top of bones. And now, in 2026, people are standing on that same land saying we're full. As if it wasn't taken. As if the first immigrants here didn't land on ships with muskets and committed grand larceny. Immigration panic is always framed like it's about safety or resources, but it's really about entitlement. It's about the belief that once you arrive, the doors should close behind you. It's giving, I got mine, fuck everyone else, because I'm the only one that matters. This message exposes the audacity. The audacity to call anyone else illegal when living on land that was never lawfully acquired. The audacity to rewrite history into something softer so discomfort doesn't set in. The audacity to pretend this country was built by real Americans, when the real Americans are still fighting to be seen. You don't get to colonize a continent and then act like the gatekeeper. You don't get to benefit from stolen land and act like it was yours in the first place when others move for survival, opportunity, or safety. Migration is human. Borders are made up. The harm is real. This isn't asking for guilt. It's demanding awareness. It's saying, know where you stand, know what you're standing on, and stop pretending this story started with you. And that's the read. This is the notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
I was thinking of several things. One was that it said that some Native Americans fall for the same narrative about white people and have that same view about black people. It's very sad because many of them have voted for that Trump administration. The other thing as well, what happened in Gaza, in the Middle East, it's just the beginning. Many of these countries who probably think they are friend with, I don't know, the Trump and some people, some politician in the UK and things like that, the pattern of those white people remain the same. They befriended you, make you feel comfortable, and then they destroy you. What happened in Gaza is just the beginning. They will go to the next, well, right now, the next place they're thinking of is Iran. Iran was the only one who retaliated to, Israel. Okay? So now they're using, I'm telling you, America is in a bad shape around the world. I don't know what they're giving Trump to go and do some stuff. He's looking into Mexico. He's looking into Iran. So they're using America to do all those destruction. Americans is not gonna be look good at all. And this is why this is things I have said in the past before. When the military is telling Congress, we do not need, or the military don't need any more weapons, the Republicans keep on saying, yes, we do. We do need weapons. We do need this. We do need that. This is where the weapons are going to be used now. Making Americans look bad globally by some few people. This is much bigger than what we are seeing. A lot of Americans were not paying attention to the small details of things. All right, so that's that. That's all I have to say about that. And the Middle East is going to turn similar to the United States. Each of these countries within the Middle East, they're going to turn them into states like the United States. Eventually, they will get there. They start with one, they go to the next, to the next, to the next, and then they take everything. All right. Again, the United States is the example. You can trust these white people, whether it's white American, white European, white Brits, especially the Brits. Backstabbers to the teeth. Oops, not that one. Let's go to my last one. And this is a video from Missan. Oh my God, I didn't expect this to be too long. I only had 6 tweets. And I'm saying all of this. Hopefully I don't say any more. I didn't listen to this. This is Missan Harriman. Last year, I worked on this program in Cairo with this group of children from Gaza. Psychosocial care for traumatized children is vital. One thing I remember when I started sharing some stuff that were happening in the Middle East, YouTube came with this disclaimer to not show things about children because they knew what they were doing. I'm telling you, these people are really heartless. When I say heartless, I mean heartless. They do not have the humanity within them. With what I saw happening in the Middle East, if Americans let the MAGAs continue, I would not be surprised if the same thing happened here. Children, they do not care. Okay, why I'm saying this, and I cannot share the video. After they had flattened the Middle East, the Gaza, they prevent food from coming in. Different countries, Central Kitchen try to bring food in. They even kill some workers of Central Kitchen. I highlighted in one of my videos, either on PYTE or Output of Pure Service. That's another channel that I have. They bomb it because they did not want food to go in to feed the people. Oh my God, thinking about it, it is shameful to see this is the way humans are. They cut them off from everything. Everything, the basic of basic. Food, shelter, water, all of this. They prevent them from getting all of that. Central Kitchen tried to bring food, grain, whatnot. They bombed the truck. Other, organization try to bring food. They go in the trucks, take the foods out and spread it, literally throwing them away. They prevent it from going to the Middle East. Now, what Canada did to get food in, because they saw the people, whoever left, were literally dying from famine. They airdrop the food for them. What I saw, what Israel did, it's unbelievable. This is what I'm saying. They're heartless. There's no humanity in these people. Children, I don't even think there's adults that still, Middle East Palestinians. Children are running to get those drop of food. What these military Jewish people did, Israel did. Okay, Jewish is the religion, Israel is the country. Okay, I know the difference, but sometimes when I'm in the middle of my talk, I say things, but they don't mean the same thing. But this is the differentiation. Jewish is the religion, Israel is the country. So the Israel military shooting at kids, okay? Children, could be the most 6, 7, 10, maybe some in their teens, shooting at them for picking up the drop-off that Canada had dropped in the area. And then there's some of them that I see, the Israel military, just for fun, and they're laughing and they're recording it. Randomly, just shooting with their machine guns, randomly at where the Palestinians are. They don't care who they're shooting at, they're just doing it for fun and laughing. This is why they wanted to capture all form of communication so people don't show it. And then they prevent YouTubers from talking about it. Now, what's good about what I saw is that the Palestinians were using their cameras, their phone, to record what was happening. Otherwise, I will not see it. And I can even show them because YouTube already told me, just look at the screen. You cannot show this, you cannot show image of kids, this and that dying, because they knew they are part of the problem. They knew they were gonna do it. Oh my God. All right. So I read this. This is Missan Harriman who's saying the children that are left Palestinians, there's some psychology, some mental thing they're gonna go through. They see their friends, neighbors, parents, you name it, die in front of them. And there's some, I don't know, if babies literally left on the street. They don't have anybody to look after them. Oh my God. This is the mindset of these people. We need to understand them and understand their savagery, their lack of humanity within them. You need to take them serious. All right, let's listen to this.
Finally, for a group of children from Gaza who have seen things no child should, a chance to make new and happier memories, safe from the fighting across the border in Egypt. A charity is helping them to reclaim some of their lost childhood through photography. The focus is on fun through taking pictures, guided by one of the best in the business.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Fantastic.
12-year-old Adam is rightly proud. He's amongst a group of children from Gaza who are getting a lesson in photography from one of the most celebrated figures in the field.
If you stand here, and then you look there.
The children have fled war, allowed refuge in Egypt, and this project, run by Save the Children and the charity Choose Love, took Missan to Cairo to meet the likes of 12-year-old Rowan.
This image by Rowan, I think, could be on a campaign. It's such an extraordinary achievement.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's Rowan there, and she is such a gifted soul. Eamon with his beautiful blue eyes. It's amazing. You look at him there, and he's being a cheeky boy, right? It could be a cheeky boy in London or any other part of the world, but he has seen the worst of the horrors of man.
Harriman came to fame documenting the Black Lives Matter movement. He is the first black photographer to shoot the cover of British Vogue and has since photographed some of the most famous people in the world, including the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But this project spoke to him.
This has been the most heartbreaking period of my life because, for me, every child has the same rights as my children. We've seen many images of the physical harm that has befallen the children of Palestine, the children of Gaza, but we have to think about the mental harm, the psychological harm. And if we could have a project, a photography project, a world I know well, that could allow them to be children, to learn, to smile, to be listened to be seen, then I would do everything in my power to be involved in that.
With the Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt now closed to civilians, many of the families who have reached Cairo still dream of returning home. But for Mariam, seeing her 13-year-old son Khaled learning photography has been welcome. My children have not been to school for such a long time, she says, because of the war. Their education has deteriorated and some of my kids were outstanding.
I mean, these guys are professionals.
Some of the young photography students proved pretty outstanding too.
All of the children understood the importance of what an image does. It saves memories. And it reminds you of what has been taken from these children.
For a while, this was a chance to smile, a chance to be children. Nina Nana, News at 10.
As I was listening to this is the first time I'm listening to it. The moment I saw it and then I read the caption, I was like, I have to share it with you. Is that, and it was posted yesterday, January 14th.
Finally.
Is that Missan Harriman using, who would have thought, using his skills as a photographer to highlight something like this. Kudos to him. Kudos to him. My respect to him. That's all. There's not too many comments. Great work. How distressing it must be for those children. All right. Just thinking about how much support those children will need is overwhelming. The biggest victim of this genocide, who have had their future stolen from them. Yeah. Thank you for all you've done to spotlight, support, and speak out on Gaza. This is so powerful. Thanks for all you do, Missan. Praying for these brave, talented kiddos. That's heartbreaking. Thanks for shining a light on this desperately sad situation. And the thing is, I've sort of mentioned it in past videos, mostly focusing on the UK. That was before Trump came into in office again, but during the time where Trump was out of office. The UK was causing so much harm in other countries. And when these people were trying to fled their homeland because it wasn't safe, they prevent them from coming. There were things that happened in international waters between France and the UK. It's just sad. This is what I'm saying. It's all over. The MAGA mindset is all over. I'm gonna leave it as that. Let's do a prayer. I don't know, prayer for humanity? And safety? I don't know. Let's leave it as that. Let's look for an image, a small one. All right, let's see if I could read. Okay, I could read it. Prayer for all humanity. Bless us all, O Lord. We pray for loved ones here and near and far away, and everyone for whom we pray. Keep us safe each night and day, the homeless who have no place to stay, those who are suffering in any way, the dying, those mourning or grieving, and all who need God's mercy. Keep us safe, Heavenly Father, when we are at home or traveling on our way, or when we are vulnerable or in a danger in any way. Most merciful Father, hear us as we pray for the soul in purgatory, or who may be sent there someday. Amen. All right, so that's that. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so the next video that I'm gonna do, I don't have to talk about politics. I have no idea what I'm gonna say. Who knows? I might even mention some of the things, political things. The next video that will be on PYTE, I'll start with this. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
Find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.